Hi, everybody. I hope you are having fun and welcome to Welcome Wednesday. This Welcome Wednesday is all about the Asta chapter system. I'm so excited to be here with you today. My name is Jasmine Kazi. I am the Director of Chapter Relations here at Asta. Go ahead and put in the chat what chapter you're from. And if you don't know, we're going to help you find out so you can just put what state and city you're from. And if you're joining us from outside the US, go ahead and put what country you're from. I see Southern California, Long Island, Asta SBN. Oh, yes, welcome Central Florida. I see some from Syracuse, Rocky Mountain. Welcome Arizona. Welcome Houston. Oh, I see Charlotte, North Carolina. I actually used to live there. Wisconsin. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. I'm so excited that you all were able to join us today. So before we get started with our Welcome Wednesday content, I'd like to say one thing to everyone, and that is, let's cruise. Our partners at Celebrity Cruises have offered a limited number of cabins on select 5 or 7 night Caribbean sailings in April of 2022 on the Celebrity Apex and the Celebrity Edge. So how do you win? Let us know that you want to join us in an April cruising via the chat. Just type in I want to cruise with your email address that's associated with your Asta account, and you will be contacted with more details on how to redeem your cruise. You have to be an Asta member with a paid through date or membership expiration date of December 31st, 2022 or beyond. If you're not a member or you need to renew, you can use the code WELCOME22 when you check out. I see some people who want to cruise with me. I'm so excited. I definitely want to go on a celebrity cruise. I haven't been there yet, and I'm so excited. So I plan on going on a cruise with Jill and maybe Carl and Diane. Make sure when you put I want to cruise in the chat, you also put the email address associated with your Asta account. That way we can send you all of the information. Oh, this is awesome. I look forward to cruising with all of you, and we're all going to have a great time together. So you guys can keep putting in your wanting to cruise. So just put in I want to cruise, and especially with your email. Don't forget that email. And I want to talk to you a little bit about Asta's chapter system. Asta members belong to a community of over 14,000 travel professionals and have access to a suite of tools that can help them grow their business and strengthen their network. One way that we help our members strengthen their network is through our chapters. We currently have 50 active chapters. They're broken into 6 regions, and that equals one very strong Asta. Asta has chapters located across the United States and across the globe. Chapters allow our members to maximize their membership experience, make valuable connections with their peers, and share their knowledge and discover new opportunities in the travel industry. Opportunities can range from one-time tasks to committee involvement to chapter board leadership roles, including serving as a chapter president. Asta has 2 types of chapters. There are traditional Asta chapters and the Asta Small Business Network chapters. The difference between the two is the type of travel advisor that typically attends the chapter meetings. Our Small Business Network chapters are largely attended by small business owners and independent advisors, and they focus on the unique needs of a smaller travel advisor. No matter the chapter type, every Asta member can benefit from attending their local chapter meeting, and every Asta member should attend their local chapter meetings. So next, I'm going to give you 5 tips on how to connect with your local Asta chapter. I'm going to go over these in detail, but I just want to give you an overview first. First, you want to make sure you find your local chapter. You're going to want to check, make sure you are assigned to your preferred chapter, reach out and contact your chapter president, and engage, attend a chapter meeting. And last but certainly not least, you want to serve. You can serve within your chapter as a chapter officer or committee member. So let's go over these in detail. First things first. On asta.org, under the Get Involved menu item, there is an item called Chapters and Communities. Once you click on this page, it will take you to a list of chapters. Next, there is the chapter map. Use this map to locate the chapter that is closest to you. Some geographical areas have more than one chapter. You may choose to be a member of any chapter in the area. If you are outside of the United States, you should look under the section on international chapters for a full list of the countries where ASTA chapters are located. Once you have located the chapter you'd like to be assigned to, make sure your ASTA profile reflects that assignment. You can do this by going to asta.org again and clicking on the My Profile link under your name. This will take you to your ASTA profile. Once there, you can view your current ASTA chapter assignment. If that assignment matches your preferred ASTA chapter, you're done. If not, click on the Preferences menu and use the drop-down to select the chapter. Once you have chosen your preferred chapter, click the Save button located near the bottom of the page. You can change your chapter at any time by following these steps. By selecting your chapter, you are ensuring that you will receive the communications from that chapter. This will help you stay up to date on chapter events. You can only select one preferred chapter at a time, but again, as an ASTA member, you are welcome to attend any ASTA chapter meeting. I'd like to pause here and let you know that if you haven't received communications from your chapter, please reach out to us or reach out to me personally at jcausey@asta.org so that I can connect you with the appropriate chapter. And that's my email. All right, so we're in our chapters and we want to know a little bit more about who's our chapter president, actually. So again, on www.asta.org, under the Get Involved tab, there's a menu item called Chapters and Communities. Once you click on this page, there's actually a side menu item that will pop out called Chapter Presidents. Please note, you have to be logged in as an ASTA member to see the list of chapter presidents. Once you click on that menu item, it will take you to a list of all of the ASTA chapter presidents, complete with their contact information. Your chapter president is the best source of information about what's going on with the chapter meetings, as well as what events is hosted by ASTA headquarters, and they can also help you navigate your ASTA membership. So feel free to reach out to your chapter president today. All ASTA events, including ASTA meetings and chapter meetings, are posted on ASTA's industry calendar. The industry calendar is located under the Education and Events menu item. All chapter meetings are labeled as chapter events. You can click on any meeting to learn more about it. If you have questions about the meeting, feel free to contact the person listed in the event or the chapter's president. As an ASTA member, you are welcome to attend any ASTA chapter meeting. So the next part, serving within your chapter. So all chapters are made up of a chapter board, which includes, at the very least, a president, a vice president, a secretary, and a treasurer. Many chapters have also added other positions on their board depending on the needs of the chapter. Serving within your chapter can enhance your professional and personal leadership skills, and it can prepare you for broader ASTA leadership roles. You can talk to your chapter president if you're interested in serving on the chapter board. Many chapters also have chapter committees that they formed to help further the business of the chapter. These can include membership, AstaPac, and many more, such as technology and a YPS committee. Again, you should definitely reach out to your chapter president if you have questions about how to serve within the chapter or if you want to get more involved. Serving within your chapter is one of the best ways to get involved. And with the chapter system and with ASTA in general, the more you put into it, the more you'll get out of it. So I encourage you to contact your chapter president and talk to them about how you can serve today. So I've got a little bit of a bonus tip for you, which is starting an ASTA chapter. So maybe you've realized that the chapter that's closest to you isn't actually that close. You are welcome to start an ASTA chapter within your area. At the very least, to start a chapter, you will need 7 chapter members, 3 of which are willing to serve as chapter officers. If this is something that interests you, feel free to contact me at jcausey@asta.org. We currently have 10 petitioning groups who are looking to become ASTA chapters. They are in need of members to serve as officers to help them launch their chapters. I would love to connect you with them so that you all can launch these chapters together. So I see that someone is saying all of my local chapters are more than an hour away, and I get that. So I would say this, so you can either start a local chapter that's a little bit closer to you. And like you point out, many of our chapters are still meeting virtually or in a hybrid model. So we definitely want to attend virtual meetings. But back to that industry calendar that I talked about a little bit earlier, you can see on the industry calendar which chapters are having which types of meetings. Also, as an ASTA member, you are welcome to attend virtual chapter meetings of any chapter. That is one of the beauties of meeting virtually. Even though I live in Virginia, I have attended chapter meetings in California and Florida on a regular basis because they were being held virtually. And another question that I'm seeing in the chat is that will you be able to help us find local people to help create a chapter? And the answer is absolutely. Go ahead and shoot me an email and we can start to talk about where you are and what other members are in the area who may be able to help you start a local ASTA chapter. And whether that is setting up a Zoom meeting with all of you to get things going or just giving you a list of people who can help you, I'm happy to help you in those regards. Let's see. I just want to check for a couple other questions. Yep. And the map is located at asta.org, and ASTA chapters will show, and there will be an SBN chapter. If they are an SBN chapter, it'll say that as well. So that's awesome. All right. So before we get to questions, I want to talk a little bit about ASTA events. I hope that you will join your fellow ASTA members, ASTA chapters, and me at least one of the events listed above. Our premium golf event begins in a few days. We also will have our Latin America showcase in May. It's not too late to sign up. So if that's something that interests you, make sure you sign up soon. That's followed up by Legislative Day in June. Again, sign up soon as spots for Legislative Day are filling up fast. In August, we will have our global convention in San Francisco. One thing that we do at Global Convention is actually chapter connections. So if you still have not yet got involved with your chapter and you get to San Francisco, look out for chapter connections on the agenda for AGC. There, you will be able to meet with your chapter leadership and connect with them in person. And I will be there as well. So I hope to see you there. You'll notice in September, we actually have a new event that's being added, our Caribbean Showcase. Registration is not up yet, so be on the lookout for this one because it will sell out fast because there are limited spots. So make sure you're checking your travel agent daily for registration information for the Caribbean Showcase. We also have our Premium Business Summit in October. And throughout the year, we have educational journeys. And of course, we have our chapter events. So you can find all of this on our industry calendar. This time, I just want to ask if anyone has any questions. So please go ahead and feel free to type any questions you have about getting a chapter started in the chat. And while you're doing that, I want to say that I am so excited to be a part of the team that works with our chapters. It is myself in the membership department, and we also have our other staff members like Christina Salou, who is our director of membership. And we work together with our 6 regional directors, our 50 and growing chapter presidents, and their chapter boards. So I just want to take a moment to recognize all of those very powerful volunteers and thank them for their selfless service as they do it. Patty says, I am very interested in the annual conference. Patty, I hope you can join us at Asta Global Convention. I would love to see you at Chapter Connections and just around as we go. I'm so glad, Misty, that you found this beneficial information. Feel free to give me or shoot me an email if you have any other questions. And so the code again for renewal is going to be welcome22. And I'll actually go ahead and put that slide back up there so you can see it. So you're going to use the code welcome22. And that one is going to allow you to renew your membership. It's not going to take anything off. But if you've typed in, I want to cruise in the chat, and you're using the code welcome22 to renew, that's how you're going to be entered in to get a cruise. Oh, and to Lori, you said the River Cruise Conference was absolutely amazing. I, unfortunately, was not able to go, but I've heard nothing but good things about it. So I'm so glad that you all were able to connect. Are there any other questions? Let's see. Is there a Kenya chapter that you can join? Absolutely, there's a Kenya chapter, Joseph. If you want to go ahead and send me an email, I'll help connect you with them. And to Michael, welcome to Asta. This is Welcome Wednesday, and I'm so glad that you've attended your first webinar with us. And if you're putting I want to cruise in the chat, make sure you also include your email. Yes, Misty, I would love to see you at Legislative Day as well as the Global Convention. For those of you who haven't signed up, and you want to go to Legislative Day, sign up quickly as spots are filling very, very fast. Thank you so much, Donna. I'm so glad that you were able to join us today, and I appreciate you all. Let's see. Thanks. And yes, Stephen, I hope to see you at some of the ASTA events as well. In the chat, we have a question. It says, I've already renewed for 2022. Does this mean I would need to renew for 2023 with the code? Yes, your membership should have a paid through date or expiration date of December 31st, 2022 or beyond. So you would use the Welcome 22 code to be eligible to win the cruise as long as you've put I want to cruise and your email in the chat. If we renewed that the code's in the chat, do we get the cruise or we entered in for a drawing for the cruise? So it is going to be a drawing for the cruise. And the reason why that is because we have a limited number of cruises. Okay. So the deal with Celebrity. So Celebrity has offered us a limited number of cabins on select 5 or 7 night cruises in the Caribbean in April on the Celebrity Apex and the Celebrity Edge. So to be entered to win, you let us know that you can join us on an April cruise in the chat by typing in "I want to cruise" and your email address associated with your Asta membership. To be eligible, you must be an Asta member with a pay-through date of December 31st, 2022 or beyond. And if you're not and you still want to take advantage of this, you're going to use the code WELCOME22 when you check out, when you either join Asta or renew. Is there a maximum amount of events one can choose from for the year? Absolutely not. You can attend every single Asta event if you would like to. I would love to see you at every Asta event. And this is my first webinar. I appreciate the info. Had no idea. I'm so glad that you were able to join us. Our chapter network is amazing. I work with a group of amazing staff and volunteers, and we would love to welcome you into the Asta family. Thank you, Dora. I really appreciate it. Dora is also very involved in our chapter system, and I appreciate that, Dora. Oh, Alvin is absolutely right. Legislative Day is the best event of the year. You can meet your executives and you understand how we advocate for our industry. I'd like to echo that and say Legislative Day is also one of the most powerful days of the year. If you've ever wondered why, if you ever wondered if the people who you've elected know about your business and know how they affect you, this is one way that you can make sure that they do. And to Denise, your membership expires in September. Should you renew now? If you want to take advantage of the celebrity offer, yes, you should renew now with the code WELCOME22. And that will allow you to do that. When is the next Welcome Wednesday? I believe the next Welcome Wednesday is next month, but I'm not quite as sure of the date. I see someone said, I can't wait until San Francisco event. Chicago was amazing. Neither can I. I'm really happy to be on the West Coast. If we cannot cruise in April, can we choose a cruise for another date? So this particular offer is just for cruises in April. Let's see. Oh, right. Thanks, Rick. The New Jersey Trade Show next Wednesday, April 6th. I will be at the New Jersey Asta Trade Show next Wednesday, April 6th. So if you are anywhere near the state of New Jersey and you find yourself needing something to do, especially, come to this wonderful event. The New Jersey Trade Show is just one example of the many events that our chapter network puts on. And I know this one's going to be a good one. So if you're on this Welcome Wednesday and you find yourself in or around New Jersey, April 6th, I would love to meet you. Let's see. Yep. And you can definitely go to asta.org/legislative day to learn more about legislative day as well. I'm just going to put this up again. So as a reminder, we have 50 active chapters and growing. Those are split into 6 regions, and that makes for one very powerful Asta network. Here's the map of our chapters as well, so you can see where you can benefit from connecting with your local chapter. To renew your membership, you can actually go to www.asta.org. And also, if your membership expires and it expires, let's say in June or July, and you renew today with the Welcome 22 code, it's going to just push you into next year. So instead of expiring this July, it will expire next July. So renewing early does not hurt you at all. And you can do that by going to www.asta.org. Also, if you have any questions about a specific Asta chapter or you would like to make a connection with a chapter president and maybe you would like me to do the introduction, I'm happy to do that for you. Just email me at jcausey@asta.org and I will connect you with your wonderful chapter leadership. And I just sent an email about how to start a chapter. I'm so glad to see it. The goal is to have as many Asta chapters and Asta communities as possible. We want Asta to be right near you. Let's see. Michelle, you said you're renewed through 2023. Congratulations, you're great. Do you want to cruise with us? Do we have a chapter that is close to Tampa? I just saw that question pop up. In Florida, you have a North Florida chapter, a Central Florida chapter, and a South Florida chapter. So with that, depending on where you are, you might be on the line between Central and South. I'm not quite sure where Tampa's located. I'm a Virginia girl. But depending on where exactly you are, you might be able to do that. And the code to renew again is welcome 22. Thank you all so much for joining us today. And again, to our chapter leadership, thank you all for serving us as well. It is my pleasure to be a part of the team that gets to connect Asta members across the globe and across the country. And with that, we are going to end our broadcast for Welcome Wednesday. My name is Jasmine Causey. I'm the Director of Chapter Relations, and I'm so glad to see you all. You guys have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you at a future Asta event.